Let's focus once again on AIG and the grilling session going on Capitol Hill today. The Treasury Secretary and the Federal Reserve Chairman are essentially on the skewers, with members of the House Financial Services Committee clearly turning up the heat today. Few like corporate bonuses right now, and everybody seems to want to head off of AIG in the future. Can President Obama's money men actually do it? CNN's Bernanke is just outside the hearing room with the very latest. And Brianna, certainly a lot of pushback today.
Yeah, a lot of pushback coming from the top Republican in the House, and it's because of this. When Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner came before this committee, and he's just wrapped up his testimony, I should tell you, he came before this committee and he said, I need some new authority. The Treasury Department needs some new authority, and we need it because we don't have the legal means to take these companies like AIG, which are financial institutions, but they aren't banks, and yet their health is so inextricably linked to the health of the U.S. economy. We don't have the legal means to wind them down when they run into trouble like AIG did, and I need you, Congress, to give that to me. It is unprecedented power, and what we've heard from the top Republican in the House of Representatives, John Boehner, he said it is an unprecedented power grab. A lot of reticence on his part. He said Congress needs to have a serious debate before it would consider handing over this power to the U.S. Treasury. And I should also add that some Republicans, including some Republican leaders, have raised questions about Tim Geithner's job performance. Clearly, at least publicly, they have raised issues of whether or not they really trust him. So the idea of giving him more power, something that isn't going to go over very easily, certainly with Republicans, at least, Melissa.
More power, and it would be certainly unprecedented power as well. There's incredible tension in that room today, in the hearing today. California Congressman Brad Sherman, I know, had a more colorful moment when he was grilling Geithner. I want to share that with our viewers right now.
What the American people want to know is about the compensation packages. Will you publish a list of all the TARP recipients, the companies that got the money, and how many of their executives, I don't want any person's name, just how many of the executives earned more than $1 million in 2008, how many of them got bonuses of over $500,000, and likewise for 2009, how many of them are earning salaries of over $1 million a year, and how many of them have what appear to be contractual rights to receive a bonus in excess of $250,000. I don't think it's just about AIG compensation, and I don't think the American people should be blindsided and find out about bonuses on a Saturday that are about to be paid on a Sunday. Can you give us a chart for each TARP recipient?
Congressman, you're absolutely right. This goes well beyond AIG. And the President proposed on February 4th a range of reforms to broad compensation practice, including proposing that boards of directors
Mr. Secretary, it is my time and I'll reclaim it. Are you going to give us the chart, or are you going to hide the ball?
I'm not going to hide the ball.
Are you going to give us the chart?
I will reflect on the suggestion you made and see if that is a reason.
In other words, you won't commit to telling the American people how many folks at Goldman Sachs or AIG are going to make $1 million this year.
Congressman, I will think carefully about your proposal.
Thank you for thinking. Let me move on.
Certainly a terse back and forth there. Did we ever hear any more after that exchange?
No, and what you saw there was Brad Sherman, and let me give you a little context about this. This is a California congressman, and this is a Democrat. This isn't a Republican, Brad Sherman. He is someone who, from the get-go, all the way back in September, when Congress voted on the bailout, he said no. He voted no on it. He's not for it. He's very much against it and has been all along. So he was trying to pin down the Treasury Secretary on whether he would give out, not the names of the individuals, but the, pardon me, the names of the companies that in Brad Sherman's opinion are making millionaires out of these executives who have gotten their companies into trouble, and now their companies are needing bailout funds. You could see